Hey, welcome back. Today's session is session 3, and session 3 is all about the features within the home that you're renting. The ugly, the nice, and the in-between. Now, full disclosure, I want to make it clear that if you're going to add or do anything to your rental property, please always seek full permission from either the real estate agent or the owner before doing so. Okay, now that is out of the way, let's talk about features. I find that features such as this exposed brick behind me varies very much depending on the age of the place that you're renting. It is often really difficult to get a full package that just kind of ticks all the boxes. So for example, we have very questionable carpet and curtains, but I can make them work because they are, say, navy blue. Well, the carpet is a very light cream sort of brown color and the curtains are navy blue. So hence why I've styled a lot with a few blue and white accented pieces. If you have a very more modern place, you'll find that it's probably a lot easier and probably won't have to deal with a lot of ugly. So it'll give you a lot more flexibility. However, if it is more dated and a more dated property, then I'm sure there are going to be some elements that really make you cringe. So I've come up with some quick tips to work to help you with all these features. Number 1, color. So you're going to be adding or contrasting accent colors in your rental. So basically you're going to work with some of the existing colors, even if they're not so great, because I can assure you there might be a contrasting color that is quite good to use. So you may also even be able to add your own curtains to this particular space if they've got curtain rods available. However, I'm quite locked in because we've got navy curtains in our living room and grey ones in our bedroom. And even though it's quite nondescript and they're good colours to work with, it does limit you a little bit. But that's why I've used quite a bit of navy blue and whites and contrasting colours in our styling. For example, something I prepared earlier, like this lovely candle. Number 2, layering. Say for example, if your carpet is really ugly, you then can layer with some simple and neutral rugs and maybe keep them really plain so that it tries to even out the look of the feel of the carpet. So you might also want to use a contrasting carpet color. For example, we have a loop pile carpet in this townhouse that's a combination of cream, white and brown. So it's got quite a lot of variation in it, but it gives us an okay base. So by adding the aqua rug with a white pattern, it kind of seems to diffuse it and even it out a bit, and also gives the living space a lot of character. Number 3, surfaces. So say for example you have the ugliest kitchen counter in the world. I mean, it is a little bit disheartening, but there are ways around it. Again, think about essentials in a kitchen and think about things that you can display to then distract from the surface, if that makes sense. So I'm talking about, chopping boards. Maybe you have like a really nice marble cheese board. Maybe you have really nice canisters to be able to display all your kitchen utensils. By doing all these things, you add style as well as distract from whatever surface you may be putting these things on. Number 4, plants and greenery. So greenery always seems to create a really nice distraction and adds life to an interior instantly. By using things like plant stands with a simple natural looking pot, then distracts from the ugly. Like for example, we don't have the nicest kitchen tiles. They are very nondescript and kind of just feel quite dated. However, you don't really notice them so much because I have quite a few lovely large plants scattered around the place. Now, you could use something like this, like a really nice natural pot with a nice plant stand, And you could add this to even an area upstairs that is carpeted. You aren't really ever meant to put plants on a carpet in a rental, which is totally fine, but with a stand where the pot doesn't sit directly on the carpet, you should be fine. So that could be a great way to add life, give the place character, and distract from some of those features that are a little less desirable. Number 5, corners. Now, there are always lots of different corners in a house. And I think that if you're able to give a few of them purpose, whether it be balcony areas or a little corner in the living room or the rumpus area, by giving these areas and places purpose, you're then able to add style and a sense of this layering, which then distracts from some of those other features within the home that, again, are not so desirable. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm giving you the permission to be a hoarder and crowd every single corner in your house. That's not really what I'm getting at, and in one of the later videos you will get an idea of what I mean. However, I think that it is really important to also embrace some negative space, and that means leaving some areas blank but also giving the other areas purpose. Number 6, artworks and mirrors. So giving the vertical spaces, which are your walls, some sort of life will then also begin to add style and detract from those less desirable features. So please, again, get permission if you don't have any availability to hang anything, but there are ways for renters to be able to hang things. Those 3M hooks, even though sometimes can be really difficult to use, do come in handy for when you're renting and moving quite a fair bit. I think that it is also great to add mirrors in areas that may also help open up a space, like say an entryway, or for example, with me, I have a really beautiful mirror that I've got leaning against the wall because we can't hang it on my console, which really opens up our dining space and gives the home a really nice sense of style and this relaxed boho chic feel. So there you go. Those are all the tips that I hope you can put into practice to help detract or embrace some of the features in your rental property. Now, I really hoped you liked session 3 and liked those tips. Now, if you've put any of those tips into practice, please share with me and don't forget to hashtag on the move. Look forward to seeing you in session 4.